Hello everybody and welcome to an exciting list video here at Playing Board Games. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 4 cards that boost our stats. Our top 4 cards that boost our stats. So for me, what this meant was like a card that says you get plus X to a stat. But as you can see, as it normally goes here, things are a little bit strange here at Playing Board Games, and it's going to be a good list video, so buckle up and try to predict everyone's number 1. You're probably not going to be able to. I'll say that right now. Why don't we dive in and get this going? So, Bryn, why don't you start us off with your number 4? What the heck is this Dunnage Legacy doing here? I'm going to figure that out when we get to the next.
That's my number 4 pick.
Yeah, the
It's
Dunnage
the
Legacy.
Legacy.
All right, what do you got, Bryn?
We got 1 in the chamber. This one gives you +3 skill value when you make your next attack with firearm that was empty when you played the event. I think this card just looks really cool, and I'm calling it now. I'm probably never gonna play with it because I'm just gonna forget that I want to play with big guns and start playing with more sledgehammers because that's how things have been going lately.
That does seem to be kind of like your new in thing. It's the sledgehammer decks.
Yeah. But I think this card is just really neat. It's probably my favorite. We'll say favorite blue card at least from Scarlet Keys.
Yeah, no, it's a cool card, and I hope at least you play with it before I play with it, because then that would be alarming, because I don't even like using guns. Normally I'm the sledgehammer guy, but right now it's you. Yeah. My number 4 here is Hawkeye Folding Camera, and I think I don't know, like, I think the card's bad, because I was thinking about this when I was making this list today, and like Hawkeye Folding Camera, in order for you to get what you want out of your hand asset as a seeker, which is usually +1 book, you have to work for it, and if you can get 2 locations clear of clues, you probably already have something else boosting up your book. But for some reason, I still always want to play with Hawkeye Folding Camera, and I love Hawkeye Folding Camera. It reminds me of like a mini quest. Like, we're going to be playing Heroes of the Storm later today, and it reminds me of collect 5 regeneration orbs. I'm like, what? That sounds fun. I can do that. But like, I think the card's like, I think I play it much more than I should, and I love it much more than I should, but I love Hawkeye Folding Camera. Because, like, it's a mini quest. You have to work hard for your book, as opposed to like a magnifying glass, which just gives it to you for free, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just
that feels
actually
kind
for
of bad.
free. Yeah.
What I do love, I also love those moments like when we played Hawkeye Folding Camera. It's like, no, don't get the clues. Wait for me to get there. I need to be there and take a picture. So shut up. Let me take my picture.
I need to be there.
It obviously is good for investigators that have brain that they care about, like like Luke Robinson. But then like you can just like play St. Hubert's Key and just do that without having to jump through an additional 3 hoops to get the full value of the card.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Travis? What do you got here?
I got Sharp Vision, which is actually like all 3 of these. In this little vertical cycle, Brute Force, and Expeditious Retreat. I really like how these cards are designed. They'll let you do like one of the things, and then they get 2 extra symbols. They reward you for doing like just basic actions instead of like fancy actions, I guess. They'll reward you for succeeding by 2 or more, so like kind of they do work just on their own. They make you want to invest more into the skill tests, and they're always, I like how they let investigators who aren't necessarily good at something or who aren't supposed to do something be able to do that thing, but only within certain circumstances. As a whole, I think they're all really nicely designed.
And then they're always really fun too when you tell your Kluverts, you should do a basic investigate, or when someone investigates, like, no, you should do that as a basic investigate. And then they're like,
Yeah, you look at like you're seeking like you should like punch that guy.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you should punch that guy.
You should do it, yeah.
All right. Let's go on to our next wave of cards with our number 3. Bryn, why don't you start us off? I think this is the one that Travis, buckle up. This one's, I think, dedicated to you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we got Alter Fate.
This doesn't boost your skills, Bryn.
Oh, but it can. And not
I guess-
just by pitching it for a wild symbol.
Is it if you
Because
kill like
there are-
one of those like a whiteout or something? Is that what you're counting this as?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you can use this to discard treacheries that sit either in play or in your threat area and reduce your skill value, thus effectively increasing your skill value. Plus, this card's just sweet. I promise you will never play it and be like, that sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll finish a scenario and you'll be like, this card's still in my hand and I paid 3 XP for it. That's not great. But it also means that there weren't any treachery cards that you needed to discard. So yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, that means you won
Well
the
done.
scenario anyway.
Yes, you have already won.
Yeah. I liked the when, because Bryn sent this one secret to me for people watching at home, because I didn't want Travis to yell at him in private, only to, because when Travis has to yell differently in a video, Travis yells differently in private. And it's I had the same thing. I was like,
Make
what?
me sound bad.
No, I'm just, I'm the one that's completely different off camera. I don't even like, I'm off camera, Justin. No, you don't want to meet
He doesn't
him.
even like Bryn and I.
No. Should we start that running theme? Because I know that in one of our videos, one of our viewers is like, I feel bad for Bryn because Travis and Justin always laugh when there's an autofail token that Bryn pulls. But Travis laughs when I draw the autofail token too. Travis just loves when people draw autofail tokens and they committed a bunch of cards to it.
Yeah.
It makes Travis happy.
I think that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so in this one I had the same kind of like thought process. I was like, what the Bryn for this one's like, oh no, right, because it can get rid of like a whiteout, and then it effectively boosts your stats. Bryn is correct, yeah.
Sneaky.
Technically correct. The
Yeah.
best kind of correct.
I got Holy Rosary, the Guardian version specifically. I like obviously Holy Rosary, the level 0 version is a very good card that sees a lot of play in this in the card game. But I specifically like the upgraded Holy Rosary because it's a cross-class upgrade. The only cross-class upgrade that like it feels perfectly Guardian. And it's such a cool design space that I would love. I think I've said this at least multiple times in past videos. I would love to see them do more of this because I think it's cool. And people have always been like, you should make a video where you do a list of cards that you want to see cross-class upgrades. We've thought about it. I'll tell you right now, it's a very hard video for us to figure out. There's a lot of potential options. So it's not one of those never say nevers, but I think also probably the design team is also in the same boat. They're like, oh man, like we got some nice simpler options that we can just get out there. But yeah, I think it's a cool card, and it's such a good upgrade, and you don't even need to be playing Blessed Archetype to use it. I think it's just a great card.
Yeah, I got field work here. I've actually been playing with this card quite a bit recently, over the last couple of weeks, and it's not like an all-star card by any stretch, but it's so nice to just have that extra unexpected courage like every turn. A lot of investigators. There's a wide variety of investigators you can play who benefit from this. Like just playing on most seekers, you get that +2 for your level 2 deduction on your investigations when you move in there. You can use it on your fighters who like to get that +2 for their vicious blow, or just to get over a enemy's high fight value, or make it less likely to hit your teammate when you move into their location. If you're playing a flex investigator, this makes it so like, especially someone like Monterey Jack, or obviously works very well for Ursula Downs as well, but someone like was I playing on? Right, Duke. Boosting like your Duke skill up to 6 is muy bueno.
That's a very comfortable number.
Yeah.
And then you could also, this is bad, so I regret this thought process anyway, but anytime an acid exhausts, I'm like, oh, you could just stand that with Ashcan Pete as well. Which you could. You could if you have another way to, like, if you're playing, so here's the situation, all right? You use Duke, you go into a location, you get the clue off the location, but on that test, you somehow ready our boy Duke, like inspiring presence or whatever it is. Then you discard a card and just do it again in another location. That's value. Is it good? Yeah, because it's on Travis's list, and Travis only puts good cards on his list. So
yeah. I just like the idea of playing it with Vincent Lee. I'm just cruising around, being like, I'm doing field work. Your teammates are like, you just cut that man up, and you're like, yes, that's where the kidneys are. I now know.
Or you do the field work, you move into a location, and then do the bone saw ability on somebody to get in the field work bonus. It's like, I'm not going to cut you up. I promise. I've studied the field here. We got this. All right. Let's go to our number 2 cards. Oh. Where am I? That's fricked up. 1 second. Let's just fix Justin. All right. Go to our number 2 cards. Bryn, what do you got?
We got B-Comp. I just play this card all the time. +1 punch is sweet. And this is probably the best way to get it.
Yeah. There's really not much more to say about that one. We can't make like jokes or stuff. It's just B-Comp's good. Yeah.
It's just good.
Speaking of just good, my number 2 here is Magnifying Glass. This card is just fucking good. Like, it does everything you want to do, and it asks for legitimately only a hand slot and 1 resource. And I know some people might get their panties in a bunch for this, but what are hands for in the Seeker class except to hold your magnifying glasses? And then get 2 of them and do the whole look through 2 magnifying glasses. It's a fantastic card, and I love the hell out of it.
Magnifying Glass is a good card.
It's a very
an honorary spot on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 2 is Deduction. Wow. I promise the first number 1 slot is not Deduction 2. No, I've played this card a lot, and it gives you +1 book and gets you an extra clue, and it's always there, you know?
Yeah.
It's always good. It's not even like a filler card. You're just like building your deck, and you just pull out your deductions.
Yep. Yeah.
So nothing to dislike about this card. It's got relevant trait. Comes in the core set. Maybe the art.
Yeah, it comes in the core set, and then you'll also I have like 6 copies of Deduction, and that's still not. I think I have 8 copies of Deduction now. Because 2 in the no, I only have 6. I only have 6 because I had to buy the original core, and the old core had that awful release format. Yeah. All right, let's go to our number 1 cards. These are just good cards, but let's see how good our number 1s are. Bryn, take it away.
Got lockpicks. This one, I mean, I guess if you're playing Calvin, this does not technically increase your score all the time. But I also don't know how you'd get it.
Bob would buy it for Kelvin.
Yeah, I suppose he'd have to.
Yeah.
But even though it doesn't say, plus thing, it does make your book better all the time, except when you're playing Calvin and probably losing the game anyway. Because something weird's happened here.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite assets for trying to do a thing, because it was the part of the game where green cards started to not, and this card's just it's got a special place because of that.
Yeah, it's it's great for people who are just like getting into the game now because it's in the revised core set, which means like you get like a good green card in your revised core set.
What do you mean new players don't have to understand how green is?
It's also great too because like then in like your core set you have a Wendy Adams who can play lockpicks. Wow.
This is garbage.
Bryn has this whole back in my day. You as a rogue, you sucked. You knew you sucked, and you liked that you sucked.
What do you mean you don't show up and you're like, I'm Wendy Adams, and this is a switchblade that they said I should play in my deck because it's one of the green cards.
I got Pete Sylvester here. Pete and I broke up for a very long time. I can happily say we're back together, him and I. I played him recently, and I was like, holy shit, this card is so good. I forgot how good Peter Sylvester is. Because, like, for a very long time, I went out of my way to not play him. Because, you know, back in, like, the 2020, like, in 2019, I played Peter in pretty much every deck that could run him. And I had a fun time exploring other allies, but... You know, he's a big man on campus for a reason. And that's just because the card is so much value. He does so much. And it's just so good. It's just such a good fucking card. And I'm happy to say that him and I have rekindled our romance. And the world is better for it.
Yeah, man, not my allies give you +2 stats.
No. And if they do, like, yeah, the only ones that I can think of that I found were Delilah and Lola, and they're each 3 experience. They're also very good allies.
Tristan Botley does too.
Oh, yeah. And also Dario Elamine does.
Yeah. Yeah. Jacob Morrison kind of does.
Yeah, Jacob Morrison is just like, here, I can't hold all these unexpected courages.
My number 1 is Dr. Malign Christopher. It's not practice makes perfect this week. Appreciate that. Yeah, Dr. Malign is almost certainly my most played ally. He gives you +1 books for 4 money, and then he gives you all the money in the world. Mm-hmm. He's like the best investment you can make in this game.
Yeah.
He's even got 2 sanity, which is nice. He doesn't need it. He could be 1/1, still be good. But yeah, like just +1 book and then never have to worry about money again is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dr. Milan Christopher should be -- for his health. And,
I do too.
Because like let's be real, he's never leaving the office.
Yeah.
That's not happening. He's like, are you for real? These bugs are very large.
Dude, that would be so good. I'd never have to worry about him getting gorked by like deal 1 to all your ally assets again.
No, he would just have like if he would take damage, he dies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because pretty much the deal 1, like the arrows from the trees, you're like, Dr. Milan is gonna die. I need to play around this. Yeah. They should just make. You know what? They should have like a permanent version of Dr. Milan's text box. That's what we need. That's
Yeah.
Seeker would really benefit from that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
They would benefit from it.
Yeah. Did you see their Scarlet Keys cards? Seeker needs some help. These are jokes, by the way. These are jokes. All right. That's it. We did it. We got to the end. Holy hell. Look at that. Another list video in the book where I feel... Oh my... I'm not even here. We haven't recorded a distance for a while, so the whole thing's in shambles. I'm the dissonant voice of Justin. I hope you're having a good Thursday. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week for another exciting list video. What are your favorite cards that boost your stats, and why are they Alter Fate 3? Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and as always, a GG's.